posture. Kinesis really gives you an opportunity as trainers to hammer down good posture. Okay, just take a look at that guy out there. And let's say he didn't have the bench and he was doing that exercise standing. There's a lot of opportunity for him to go wrong in his technique, and that's where you guys come in and correct.
So does this bench stay down in this area?
Not at this stage, but we do have a couple of extra benches from you guys on the back order, I understand. So,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
probably look at bringing one down here.
Right. I believe Kinesis has its own bench. Okay. I don't know. It looks similar to that one, but I was looking through the brochure and it's got its own bench that you use with these. But surely you can bring one of the benches down and start using the benches with these. Yeah. With the accessories. Stu, do you know if you got the accessories in?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I know of, possibly, but I haven't been aware of it. So.
Okay, alright. In terms of what you can add on to these, today I'm going to try and focus and keep us based on what's here and let you guys grow and create yourselves. But they tend to have things like a rotating handle, so we grab it and it actually rotates around, so when you do stuff, you don't have to worry about the jamming of the cables. There's also a belt, where you strap it around the torso, okay, and it actually sits to you. You can do stuff with that, where you can have your hands free to do other stuff. They have balance boards, Swiss balls, obviously, and various other pieces of equipment that you can use in combination with the Kinesis. Are there any other ideas that you guys can think of right now that we can add on as a bonus to what we have here? Anything at all? It's impossible to be wrong on this question.
An ankle strap. An ankle strap.
An ankle strap, absolutely, definitely. I mean, if we pop something onto here and you were training a tennis player, and you could do a lot of agility movements based on with that piece of equipment. Sure. Some of my thoughts include getting some dumbbells in here, okay, and working part Kinesis, part dumbbells. I don't want to get too advanced, but later on we can start talking about progressions. Okay, we can start talking about how we can make things harder and how we can throw a challenge in for our clients. I also had a thought that you could start bringing in some sport-specific equipment. So let's say, what's one of the sports that one of the clients that you train? Tennis. Tennis? Yeah. I mean, if we had the torso strap here, and you want to use tennis racket, you can really start, mimicking. If you were serious about it, you get a tennis ball and you start getting to do some weighted volleys or whatever weighted movements, emulating the movement as closely as possible. So it's again just a matter of, I'm sort of creating this as I go because it's really hard to stay structured and come in with a predetermined skill here because there's just so many possibilities. And very shortly you're going to be on here and you're going to be creating those possibilities. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you guys a case study each. You're going to spend about 2 or 3 minutes just talking it over with your partner that you teamed up with at the start. And then I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes each per station to create a program for that person. Okay? Once you create a program for that person, I want you to go in with the mindset that you're going to be explaining it to everyone else. And you're going to be explaining a few things. And I'll write them up on the board so we're clear about it. So first we're going to look at muscle utilization. So when you choose an exercise for someone, be it a tennis player, you're going to create something, I don't know what it is, you're going to work out what muscles are used. You might want to use that board, or you just might want to go back to your anatomy and physiology when you went through your training, which might want to ask your trainer, or come and ask me and we'll do our best to work out what's being used. Now, I'm not professing to know all the answers, but I'll certainly do Then we want to talk about specificity of movement. Okay. We want to talk about the range that they're going to be doing it through. We want to be talking about the speed they do that, the intensity they do that. I'd also like to talk through some spotting options. So especially for the trainers, how are you going to interact with that person during the exercise? How are you going to interact with that person before when you set them up? And how are you going to help them with their fatigue during the end phase of the exercise? Okay, that's very, very important. And progressions. So your client has mastered this exercise. How are we going to make it more difficult? Or let's say they hurt themselves doing it or they can't do it. How are we going to make it a little bit easier? Okay. It's an exact science from one aspect, but on the kinesis it's not so exact. Okay. And today, as I said, my role here is to kind of open your mind up to what's possible and just use my knowledge to help you guys help each other. Okay. All right. So I'll keep that up there because I want you all to be able to speak about these when you're creating and when you're delivering why you chose that exercise to everyone else. And if you have trouble doing it, that's fine. We'll talk it through. Okay. We'll talk it through. We'll see if we can work things out as a team. But if you can do it all and work with your partner and do it yourself, then that would be impressive. Okay, let's decide the case studies. I've got, how many groups have we got? 4 groups. Most few people have left. They no longer group, or they can come back, or?
Nathan's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what Simone's doing, so.
Pockets and pills for me.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. All right, 4 groups will work really well, so I have 4 cases. So, it'll be beautiful. We don't have too much over that. Right, let's just write the parameters up on the board. By the way, if you have any questions as we go, please ask them. And if you need to take a break at any time, please do. You'll have an opportunity just to duck off during the unprac sessions, but you're more than welcome to take them at any time. Okay. Who's your partner shoot?
Big.
Okay, can you sit with your partners, please?
Maybe Bob.
Who's here heard of the show Iron Chef?
Yeah.
You've seen it? Who hasn't seen it? Okay. Alright. I have to confess, it's one of my favourite shows. And if you watch it, for those of you who haven't watched it, I'll give you a really brief explanation. 3 of the best chefs in Japan, okay, they're called Iron Chefs for obvious reasons. One is the Iron Chef Japanese, one is the Iron Chef French, and one is the Iron Chef of Chinese cooking, right? And what happens is they get challenged by Iron Chefs from all around the world into a battle of food, battle of wits in kitchen stadium, okay? So they come into this kitchen, and they're given a theme ingredient, be it duck or octopus or fish or you name it, they've been given everything. And they have 60 seconds or 60 minutes to articulate unseen, unheard of, untasted dishes that are fit for kings. Okay? They have 60 seconds at their disposal. They have unlimited access to ingredients. They have assistants to help them all the way through, and they also have access to almost unlimited facilities like the advanced cookers, the fryers, anything's at their disposal. It is really a stadium. They built this place. I was reading the other day, they spent millions of dollars building this place, and they spend millions more exploiting the ingredients. Okay? So, I liken you guys to Iron Chefs when it comes to Kinesis. This is your stadium. It's a kitchen stadium, and at your disposal you have an unlimited ability to create and articulate new and exciting creations that have never ever been seen before, or probably never will be seen ever again in the future. And I think that's a really good analogy for you guys, and I'm looking forward to tasting your creations on this machine. Let's assign the case studies, and I've given you a wide range of situations so that you can start using your brain. Okay? So you guys are going to get case one. And case one is a guy called Jay. Now Jay is a bodybuilder. Okay? Jay's been training for about 15 years. He's a professional bodybuilder. He knows what he's doing, and he hangs out with a lot of other bodybuilders, but he's just trained at living well, and he saw this installation of the Kinesis, right? And he has been searching and looking for and seeking a new way to train his 3-day split, right? But he doesn't have the guts to try it himself. So what he does is he talks to Stu, he calls him up and he says, Stu, I want to not only have you train me, but I want to do my entire 3-day split on the Kinesis. I want you to help me replicate what I do out there in here without passing those stairs. Okay? Now, I'm not sure what he does in the 3-day split. You can make some assumptions and come up with those assumptions when you explain it to us. Like you might say he chose to do back and bites or whatever, it's just a combination, chest tries and things on one day, whatever it is. Make those assumptions. I want you guys to create, give some ideas on, using all these machines, how he can replicate every single exercise that you could do out there in here. Okay? You may need a bench, you may want to grab some dumbbells, but let's try and keep the focus on Kinesis. Okay, so your mind's let's work it. Let's start thinking. Now you may come across exercises that you can't replicate, and you may come up with new stuff that you'll never be able to achieve out there that you can on here. Okay? Alright, that's case one. Case two is Lance. And he's a sports nut. Lance is a state level tennis player, and he plays off scratch golf. And he also really enjoys his swimming, okay, for fitness, but he wants to improve his technique because his times aren't good enough to make it competitive. Now, he does play other sports. There is three main focuses. He wants to improve performance in all three sports, and he's paying you guys for 3 sessions a week solely on Kinesis. Okay? He does his own training. He sets up his base strength and cardio out there, but this is the time where he starts thinking specifically about his sports. Okay? So, you guys start thinking about what we can do with Lance. Case 3 is Jody. Jody is a 45-year-old female with no real health problems. She doesn't have any injuries or issues that you really need to take into consideration. She's been training with you as a trainer for about 6 years, okay? And she is sick of using machines, right? She's just your average, like, for those of you who train a lot of people, your typical client will be a female between 30 and 50, so she fits into that mold. But she just doesn't like using, she just wants something fresh, she wants something new. She's sick of using machines. She wants to try something new, but she still wants to work the same muscle groups. Okay? She's open to trying new stuff, okay, but you wouldn't want to do heaps of advanced stuff with her.